Okay, so one of the skills that you have to keep on remembering is converting mixed numbers to improper numbers. Okay? We do all of our calculations with improper numbers. When we have improper numbers, the denominator always stays the same. Right? Started off with 7, you end up with 7, but how do you figure out the top number? Who remembers how to do that one? Ranjo.
You times the denominator with the whole number, and then you add the top number.
You multiply these, and you add this. So 7 times 2 gives us 14. We add the 3, gives us 17. Okay. Now, next question. If I use the word simplify, or reduce, or lowest terms, it all means the same thing. It means make the fraction the smallest version of itself as possible. How do we do that? How do we make fractions smaller? Yes?
Divide by the number that fits into both of them.
Divide by a number that fits into both of them. And remember some of the rules up here on the board. If both numbers are even, try dividing by 2, 4, 6, and 8. If one of them is odd, try dividing by an odd number. If you have a 5 or a 0 in the number at the ending with, try dividing by 5. With this one, what number can we divide here?
4.
I heard 4 and I heard 2, and Peyton? 4. 4 is the biggest number we can divide, but sometimes, I'm going to start off with 2 because I heard that first, is we don't always see the biggest number we can divide. So we divided by 2, we got 8 and 10. Then you divide by 2 again. Then sometimes you have to divide more than once. Divide by 2, 4, and 5. All right? All right. Now, next one, 9 and 30. Yes, Ranjot.
3.
3. Divide by 3. Top and bottom. What are our two numbers?
3 over 10.
3 over 10. 3 fits into 9 3 times. 3 fits into 30 10 times. All right. Last one. Yes, Ranjot.
5.
Divide by 5. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. 3 and 5. Okay. Nicely done. Okay. Going on over here. Now, with multiplying, if you were not strong at simplifying, I said, hey, all you had to do is multiply the tops and you multiply the bottoms. So you multiply the tops together. You go 10 times 3, we get 30. And 7 times 12 would be 84. Right? That gets you a capital mark. Then the rest of the marks are making it points smaller. Now if you do exactly what we did in the previous lesson, you can figure out what divides the top and bottom. But when the number gets bigger, that becomes a harder thing to do. We looked at this and you go, hey, we tried to simplify first. You guys remember how we simplify first? We find the top bottom pair that you can divide and make smaller. So in this question, is there any top bottom pair that we can make smaller? Peyton?
Wait, 3 and 12?
3 and 12 can be both divided by what number?
3.
3. So we cross them off, just like that. Then we divided each one by 3. So 3 fits into 3 once, and 3 fits into 12 4 times. Is there any other? Timmy?
Wait, no, never mind.
Okay. Hannah?
10
10 and
and 4.
4 can be divided by what number?
2.
2. Green. Cross these off as a pair. They're both even numbers, so you can divide by 2. So 2 fits into 10 5 times, and 2 fits into 4 twice. Is there anything else? No, that's it. So we go top times top. Maybe do orange here. 5 times 1 gives us 5. Bottom. Bottom times bottom. 7 times 2, 14. 5 over 14. Okay? And that would get you a whole mark. So remember, this would give you like 1. This would give you 2. If you did some of the simplifying but not all of it, I'd give you 1.5. Okay? So let's try this big one over here. You remember, any top with any bottom, long as they're connected by multiplication symbols. Right? So you could do the first fraction with the third fraction if you wanted, or the second fraction with any of the other ones. Right? Long as all three things are connected at the times, any top with any bottom. Do you see any ways to make this any smaller? Maddie?
5 times 15.
Oh yeah, so 5 and 15 divided by 5. Fits in once here, fits in 3 times there. Peyton, you see something?
6 and 9 can both be divided by 3.
Yeah, both of these can be divided by 3. Fits in twice, fits in 3 times. There's lots of different ways we can go. There, Hannah?
2 and 18.
2 and 18 we cannot do because they're both on the bottom.
2 and 4 then.
2 and 4, sure. Let's do 2 and 4. 2 and 4, both even numbers, so divide by 2. Maddie, you see something else?
You can, or 2 and 18.
2 and 18. This 2 and 18. We can do the blue one. So cross off, divide by 2, fits in once, fits in 9 times. Ranjot, do you see anything?
3 and 9.
3 and 9. Cross off, divide by 3. So fits in once, fits in 3 times. Timmy.
You guys could have made it way bigger if you did 9, 18, 4, 6, 5.
Yeah, there's more than one way to do it. And if you can see the bigger numbers that fit in, the numbers get smaller faster. Right? So I encourage you to do that, but it doesn't really matter. Wherever your mind takes you. Right? So now, on the top, all we have is 1s left over. So that's as small as we can get. So 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. On the bottom, we have 1 times 3 times 3. What number do we get there? 9. Excellent. And remember, you can still get half the marks if you just grabbed your calculator out and just multiply all the top numbers together. 5 times 4 times 9. Multiply all the bottom numbers. It becomes a huge fraction, huge numbers, but that's okay. All right? All right. Moving on. I don't think we'll do both of these. Well, let's do one of them. Let's start this one. What do we do with dividing? It's not the same as multiplying. So we have to have more steps. Yes, Peyton? Keep, switch, switch, or keep, flip, flip. Right? The first fraction is the one we keep. So the 7 over 8 stays the same. So when we say switch here, or the word flip, what does that dividing sign get switched into or flipped into, Ranjo?
Multiplication.
A multiplication. So don't keep the dividing sign the same. It's going to change. Changes into a multiplication. And then this one is the switching to, or the flipping, right? So the 20 goes to the top, and the 14 goes to the bottom. And if you're not good at simplifying, you can remember just multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. You're sitting good. But if you see something, Peyton, what do you see?
8 and 20 can be divided by 4.
Yeah, 8 and 20 can be divided by 4. So divide by 4. You have 2 left over, and you have 5 left over here. Anything else? Yes, Maddie.
7 and 14 can be divided by 7.
Yeah, 7 and 14 can be divided by 7. Once here, fits in twice there. Anything else? No, that's it. All right, so multiply the tops. 1 times 5 gives us our 5. And 2, oops, highlighter there. 2 times 2 gives us our 4. 5 over 4. Okay, so multiplying. Try to simplify first, but if you can't, just multiply the top, multiply the bottom. Dividing, you gotta keep the first fraction, flip the next two things, then do your simplifying if you can. Just multiply the tops, multiply the bottoms. Right? So that's 2 operations. Multiplying taken care of, dividing taken care of. Next thing is adding and subtracting all at once. Right? So adding and subtracting. Next operation on the back side of this page. Right? So, looking at this, can I take this 2 and make the 12 smaller? No. Remember that cross simplifying stuff? That rule is for multiplying. Right? No, now we have a plus sign, so we can't do that stuff anymore. Right? This is the back side, right?
Oh.
So the rule for adding was we can proceed with our adding or subtracting as long as the bottoms are the same, the denominator is the same. Here, if both of them are the same, that means we can go straight to the next step. Right? It means, hey, you can just add this. 2 plus 6 gives us 8. What goes on the bottom? 12. Remember, adding, subtracting, we're counting. We have 2 12s over here. We have 6 12s over here. Altogether, we have 8 of them. 8 12s. All right? So as long as the denominators are the same, we can do our adding and subtracting. Let's go here. Next one. Are our denominators the same?
Yes.
Yeah, so stays the same. What should our numerator be, Maddie? 3. Okay. So now, fabulous job with both of these answers. I would probably give you 1.5 marks out of 2 for them. Because there's something we forgot to do. Simplify. And we do that not at the beginning, but at the very end with adding and subtracting. So with the first question, the 8 over the 12, is there any way to make this fraction smaller? Yes, Ranjot.
Divide by 4.
Divide by 4. All right? So remember, this simplify step is only a half a mark if you're not good at it. So we have 2 left over here and 3 left over here. Second fraction, is there anything we can do? Maddie?
Divide the 3 and 9 by 3.
Good. Divide by 3, 1 and 3. 3 fits into 3 once, 3 fits into 9 3 times. Hello, just give me 1 second here. Pop. All right, back to it. So now, next question. Maddie, have a seat. We look at this and we go, hey, we can't add these 2 fractions together because the denominators are different. Right? So before we can add them, we need to make the denominators the same. Right? We do this by drawing our pictures. Right? So we draw the picture of the first fraction. So there's tricks to drawing these for pictures. Right? One of the diagrams, you draw the lines going up and down. The other one, you go left and right. So the first one will go up and down. So we're going to break this up into 3 parts. One line here and line here. And we're going to color in 2 of them. All right. So the other one is 4 parts, but we draw the lines going the other way. This one we draw it up and down. This one we're going to go the other way, left and right. So we're going to divide this up into 4 sections. Let's go here, like so. 4, right? And we color in 3 of them. Yes, Maddie? After we're done our little bit of notes, okay?
I already did.
Go ahead.
Already did.
Yeah. No, after we're done the notes. So we're going to color in 3 of these. Okay. We drew the first diagram. We drew the second diagram. What do we do next? Timmy.
Draw the other lines and the other squares.
Yeah. So you just move the lines over. So I'm going to take these 3 red lines here. I'm going to draw them on the other diagram. I'm going to take these 2 purple lines here and put them on the other diagram. So they look exactly the same. So I can draw those red lines like this, like this, like this. Then I can go like this and like that. Okay? So now we haven't changed amount that's shaded in. That still stayed the same, but what we did is changed how the fractions look like. So if you look at the first fraction, we now have 8 boxes colored in out of a total of how many?
12.
12. So we have 8 out of 12 colored in with a plus sign here. And the next one, we have 9 boxes colored in out of a total of 12. Yes, Arya. After Carson. Into the All right. So now that the denominators are the same, we can do our adding. So we go 8 plus 9 gives us 17. And what do we have for the denominator? 12. And that's it. Okay? So rest of the class, working on a review assignment.